My name is Jim Hankins, and I have been flying since 1959, and I have flown practically all my life. And since I am pushing 85 years old, I'm still flying, and I flew up here today in an Aztec to help Shannon get ready to go to Oshkosh. But I graduated from college in 1961 with a degree in mechanical aeronautical engineering, and graduated on a Saturday, and graduation ceremony on Saturday. And the following Tuesday, I went to work as an engineer for Boeing Aircraft Company. And at that time, the Vietnam War was picking up, and I had good enough grades out of college that I could pick when I went in and activated my commission with the Air Force. And I was supposed to stay out for a year, but then the Vietnam War came along, and I stayed at Boeing only about 7 months. But then I went directly to pilot training and flew the T-37, the T-33, which was an older airplane at that time. Most people don't even know what they are, but it was an offshoot of the F-80 Shooting Star that was used in Korea quite a bit. And after 5.5 years in the Air Force, I flew the KC-135, and I also managed an aero club as an additional duty that the wing commander put on me. And we had several airplanes in a very active flying club with 125 or so members. And then I went to work for American Airlines. And since I had worked on the 727 at Boeing, it was surprising, but I got that with American Airlines. I was assigned to the 727, which made ground school and the initial training pretty easy for me. And then went to New York, flew the 727 as flight engineer, the Mach 111 as co-pilot, and then got transferred back to Dallas, and I flew the 727 as co-pilot, and the 707 as co-pilot, DC-10 as co-pilot, and then went back to flying the MD-80, McDonnell Douglas MD-80 as captain, and then progressed again through the ranks, which the 727 captain, and then DC-10 captain, and 767, 757, and flew that for 32 years. In the meantime, I was flying to work. We lived in the southern part of Oklahoma, so I flew back and forth to the DFW in a Cessna 210 that we had, Centurion, and various airplanes, but I flew to work about half the time. And then after our retirement at age 60, I retired in 1997, and I've been retired ever since, but I'm still flying quite actively. One of the things I have is that Lancer 4P, and also we have a Flight Design CT and a Aztec, an R172K. Oh, I don't know what else. And we still own, I own a gyroplane, which is manufactured in Europe. It was manufactured in Poland, I believe. It's Trendax Tercel. And that's basically it. I've accumulated between 36 and 38,000 hours. And I have, in addition to most of the ratings, gyroplane, helicopter, glider, single and multi-engine flight instructor, and instrument flight instructor on all those airplanes. And I have a A&P license with an inspection authorization. And that's about all as far as my education and qualifications are, I guess. I love the design of this airplane, and I love the engineering on it. It's a very well engineered airplane, much more so. And of course, the evolution of airplanes has the latest guy who designs an airplane that's got the best airplane. And this is a very late model airplane. And the engineering, engine-wise, engine choice, I love it. And I only have 2 airplanes that have Rotax engines in them. And one's turbocharged and one is not. And this is turbocharged. And it's an ideal airplane for use around here, especially with the price of fuel. And with the turbocharging, In this part of the country, you've got to get above 10,000 feet. And some of the Cessnas and 172s, Cherokees and that thing, they struggle to get to 10,000 feet. But in the summertime, the turbulence is usually, convective turbulence is really, really kind of fierce unless you can get above 10,000 feet. And even higher is better. So this thing is ideal for that with the turbocharger. And it has a wing loading that is high enough to make it for a nice ride in the turbulence, or chop, whatever you want to call it. Turbulence is rather a nebulous question or a statement, but it's kind of severe in the summertime around here, very choppy. The most attractive thing about it is a fuel burn on it combined with the speed, the miles per dollar. That's very important anymore with the high fuel prices, and I'm afraid it's going to get more important in the future. But this is an ideal thing. I would love to have had this while I was still working, to commute back and forth to DFW Airport to work. It would have been ideal for that. And it's got excellent instrumentation in it for that. And but the economy of operation with the Rotax engine and the low fuel burn, it gets a lot of miles per dollar. And that's very important in today's age. I know that people in Europe design things a little bit better, car-wise and fuel-wise and airplane-wise for fuel burn. It does a good job on that. It's excellent. And with the structure of the thing, it's a great sightseeing airplane. You can see all of it well. You can see all of it in a traffic pattern, where a high wing design is really gets kind of blind at time in the traffic pattern. But and the canopy arrangement and the seating arrangement in this thing is ideal. The comfort of the thing is ideal. The seats are very well made, very well designed. The ease of getting in and out with both doors also. The one I flew up in here is hard for me to get in and out of. And it's also hard to see out of. I feel like sometime with the Aztec it's like driving a tank almost, you know, but this thing has a wide vista vision on it. And the ease of getting in and out, the view out of the airplane when you're flying, the ability to see and avoid traffic is especially in an area like this where it's pretty heavily congested. And it's a good all-around choice for everyone, not just for old people, but for younger people also. And it would also make a very, very good trainer, I believe. And although I hadn't done any instructing in it, but it's got to be. If you can see all of them as well and it's comfortable, it will be a very good trainer. But the economy of it is the big thing, I think, and the ease of maintenance on the engine, the cost of maintenance on the engine, and the fuel burn, and the ability to burn premium auto fuel is a big plus on this engine. And even spark plugs, by using automotive type spark plugs on it instead of aviation spark plugs, that's a tremendous savings. I think the last time I bought spark plugs for Rotax, it was like $3 or $4 a piece. The last time I bought them for some of the other airplanes I have, they're running between $30 and $40 a piece. So it makes a nice deal.